Well, good evening, everybody. It is Brad
and Christa
with the Big Family Homestead. Yay! Things are quite chilly here indeed.
Chilly, yeah.
Chilly. Has it been chilly for you, man?
It's been chilly.
It's been chilly. I hope you guys are ready for another exciting and soon-to-be classic Big Family Homestead with a Sunday night thing.
Right.
It's kind of anticlimactic when you do it that way, isn't it?
Sorry.
Not exactly all planned out there, V. Oh my gracious. We don't
script this in any way.
I do plan.
No.
I do plan, but it's not scripted. Right. No. So I'm looking at all these comments as we are going, guys, and it looks like pretty much the whole eastern seaboard's getting it.
I think everybody in the Midwest and eastern seaboard is getting this nasty storm.
Yeah, right now, today, we had, the lowest I saw was -17, but we're getting 50-mile-an-hour gusts of wind.
Yes, with sustained winds of 25 to 30 miles an hour.
Yeah, it's like the footage I showed in the beginning intro thing, that was of this afternoon, and it's been getting progressively worse.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's really funny because we put that plastic stuff on all the windows, to seal out the wind a little bit better, and it's pushing right through them. It's like,
yeah, it's pushed up some of the plastic up off of the tape, so it makes this really loud whistling sound coming through the plastic.
Sound. It's flappy.
It's a flappy sound. Okay.
Yeah, it's flappy.
So before we started, I went and I pushed down all of the tape so it wouldn't do that while we were doing the live stream.
Oh, I didn't know you did that.
Oh, yeah, it hasn't done it since I did that.
No, I was surprised because it's been making noise for the last bit.
The plastic on there is very tight, so don't cut it. Don't go anywhere near it. Just leave it alone.
Hope that you guys are ready for another explosive evening. We've got a lot planned.
It didn't do it.
No, it didn't do it.
What the heck?
I don't know. Our boomer's unboomed.
Our boomer's
I tried to boom
broke.
it. I saw it. It's not booming.
No.
So,
but the worst part of, well, okay, not the worst part of it, but another part to this blizzard is we got, what, 2 feet of snow today?
Oh, yeah.
But the drifts are,
huge.
4 and 5 feet high, if not higher. I mean, you plowed twice this morning before we were going to attempt to go to church and were able to get out of the driveway.
Yeah, I was actually supposed to play guitar, but they canceled the first service, and then they canceled Sunday school. And actually, I do not know.
They had service.
Yeah, did they have service?
Yeah, I don't know how many people were there, but I can't imagine a whole lot.
So, yeah, it's a bummer because I got the ATV stuck a few times. I had to dig it out, and that was no fun because I'm like, man, I can do it. I can get to church. I can play. And there was just no way. The snow in the driveway was at least 4.5 to 5 feet tall in the driveway. And normally you might be able to fix that a little bit, but the sides of the driveway are so narrow now because you keep pushing the snow back, pushing it back, and it narrows on you. And so it was definitely zero fun in 0 degrees.
Well, and then, it doesn't help that the plow drives by and dumps it
straight back in.
4 feet of snow in the front of the driveway.
I know it's his job to do that, but it's just like, you get done and you're like, look at me. And then it goes whoosh.
Right. Well, I actually saw a plow that they have in Alaska. And it has this metal board or metal block that comes down when they get to a side street or a driveway, and it goes down so that it doesn't dump the snow in the person's driveway. And then it lifts back up when they've gone past it. So
Thank you, Phil, Dad.
Thank you.
That was very kind of you.
I thought that was a great thing. I thought they should have those here in Wisconsin because that would really be nice for here.
All right. So, stuff that's been going on. Snow's been the big issue of the week, to be honest. I mean, it's just we're literally stuck here right now. There's no getting out. And
we told the kids today, you are not allowed to break anything or cut anything. No emergencies allowed.
No accidents.
No.
Because there's no getting in, no getting out.
No, the ambulance, the EMTs would have to climb over the snow, and that would not be good.
Yeah. So other stuff that's been going on. Oh, this has been kind of funny. Since we've been stuck, my honeydew list just keeps growing and growing and growing, and I keep doing stuff. Like today, I swapped out some lights, and I put in another ceiling fan. And
Why are you making my fault?
it's
I didn't ask you to do those things today.
facts of the matter. Stick to the facts. No, it's not a bad thing. It's just it's stuff.
I know.
No big deal.
I know.
But it's been kind of nice because stuff piles up and you're like, I'll get to that later. It's the unimportant thing, but it sure is nice when it's done.
Right.
And so yeah, that's been honey-do list. That's been crazy.
Right.
You've been baking.
I made a chocolate cake from scratch today.
Yeah.
Turned out okay. It was a new recipe I'd never tried before, so it was all right. Should I move mine too?
Yeah, I'm gonna try and move those.
Okay.
We've been testing some stuff, guys, and I know you said that there's some snappy, crackly. I hope that we're trying to fix things, but we're learning as we go. So hopefully we can just figure that out. I apologize for the popping. Anyway, we're gonna keep moving on. So yeah, your cake was delightful.
It's good. It's
From
good.
scratch, but you kind of got overzealous with the amount of goo you dumped into the containers of goo.
Yes, I did. I was making cupcakes instead of just a regular cake, and I put too much batter in the muffin tins, so it kind of went over a little bit. But that's okay. It'll still taste the same.
Yeah.
So.
The cake has been delightful.
And then we made pizza, homemade pizza for dinner.
Yeah, she gets to this point where I think you're just like, I'm not having anything out of a box. We're gonna make everything from scratch, and
I hate stuff out of a box.
I don't like it either.
Absolutely hate it.
I do not like it either.
It's
Babbling Brook Acres. I'm 2 hours south of BFH. So far, in a couple of weeks, we have gotten almost 30 inches. Oh yeah, right now we just wrote this down. We looked it up, and that we have gotten in this month between 50 and 75 inches.
Yeah, that's nuts.
That's nuts.
That's absolutely nuts. That's 5 and 6 feet.
Oh, there it goes again.
It's starting to.
It's coming loose.
Yeah.
Film. I don't know if you can hear that. It's going.
Well, I don't know. I mean, if we're quiet for just a second, you may be able to hear the wind outside.
Maybe. Oh, Franklin, North Carolina, chocolate cake, dude. You're on. Come on.
It's a double dog dare.
That is a double dog dare. I double dog dare you. I triple dog dare you. We'll just skip the double dog dare. And there are no take backs or none of that.
Right.
All right. So other stuff. We got that crazy new mattress.
Oh, I love it. So comfortable.
I was honestly shocked. A mattress in a box.
Yep. I seriously used to have my.
It's making all that noise.
I might need to go and press that down.
Don't
again.
worry about it.
My hands. I sleep with my hands up like this, but my hands used to go numb because I would sleep like this. It doesn't do that anymore.
Wow.
I don't know what it is, and I sleep on my side. I don't know what the deal is, but
I think my problem is that when I go numb on one side, it's because I'm so freaking huge. Could be. I kind of think of myself as a sea lion.
stop. You're ridiculous.
Those sounds they make.
Yeah.
No, but with the new bed, it doesn't happen. Does not happen.
You know what? Actually, I think you're snoring less too.
Really? I wouldn't know. I'm asleep.
True. I'll have to pay attention to that tonight. But of course, I hit the pillow, and within a few minutes, I'm out, unless I'm, thinking about school stuff for the next day or whatever, But
yeah. So the only thing is this, because we've had those mattresses like the memory foam ones in the past, and they were great for a little while, and then they kind of degraded, and they was hot. Man, they were hot. This is not like that at all.
No, it's not.
So we'll keep you posted, but so far we just love it.
Yeah, it's not hot, and a lot of people were wondering if it gave off this like gassy smell, like a petroleum smell, like foam does, and it doesn't do that at all. It didn't have that smell at all. And I got to tell you, I'm super sensitive about smells. Like, I hate even using bleach.
May I have a sip?
Yeah. Any kind of perfumey things, whatever. I cannot stand heavy smells. Like when we have a lot of candles going on in the house, it's too much. But there was another question on, are you using the pillows that it came with? I am using one of the pillows.
I didn't like it.
He didn't like it. I prefer a thinner pillow anyway, and I really liked it. It's not a hard pillow, and it's not a super squishy pillow. It's nice.
Someone here is mentioning that they're in Stevens Point and there have been power outages.
Oh.
That's south of here.
That's an hour and a half south of here.
Is it an hour and a half? Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and no, I'm not tired. Somebody says, Tammy says, I look extra tired. I'm not extra tired, Tammy. I'm not.
No. We've been extra bored today.
Yeah.
Because we've been stuck in the house.
Brad is the walrus, cuckoo, cachoo.
Nice.
Well done. Kudos for the Beatles
Right.
comment. As a matter of fact, grab that. Can you grab that on the wall?
Oh, not easily.
Will you be able to be tethered still?
Yes, I'm yes.
This is one of the coolest things that I ever found. I don't even remember where I got it, but I'm a Beatles fan, huge Beatles fan. This is huge. This is one of their first records that was ever released in the United States. This specific one actually was sent to radio stations. On the back, well, you can't see it right now, and I'm not going to take it out of there, but on the back, it's got a big white label that shows what's on it, and it's mainly meant for the radio stations and stuff. But yes, I'm a humongous Beatles fan. As a matter of fact, I have it's somewhat of a joke, but it's kind of true, especially in the pop world, that I think that all songs that are hits on the radio now are all in varying degrees of copying the Beatles in one way or the other.
Oh yeah, no kidding.
So
yeah.
Okay, what are you gonna be? You know, we've been doing this live thing, cooking on Thursdays.
Yeah.
Tell them about it.
So 2 o'clock Central, 2 p.m. Central on Thursday afternoons. We've been doing a live cooking thing, and let's see, we've made 3 or 4 different kinds of breads.
Yep.
Last week we made a sausage egg muffin or biscuit.
Ignore
muffin.
it, baby.
It's going to drive me nuts.
It's the wind coming through
It's going to drive me nuts. I'm really OCD. OCD?
Yes, what are you cooking?
ADHD.
What are you cooking?
Never mind.
You're
Forget
cooking.
it. Am I?
Come back.
ADD.
Come back to us.
I'm ADD, not OCD.
Come back to us, Christa.
I got it wrong again.
Caroline, come back. Don't go to the light.
Okay. So this Thursday, I'm going to show you how to cook loaded baked potato soup. It is one of our faves. I absolutely love this. This one and broccoli cheese soup are probably some of the easiest, most favorite soups we have.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, this specific recipe is ridiculous. Uh-oh, did I turn off the snow?
Turned on the snow.
Oh, no, and the jazz is back. We can only do so much jazz in one evening. Turn that off. The snow can stay.
Yeah, no, get rid of the snow.
Get rid of the
We've
snow.
had enough snow, please.
All right, we're snowless.
I am so ready for spring. It's not even funny.
This baked potato soup recipe is ridiculous, and she likes it thicker. I like it thinner.
Yeah.
I don't like it like a consistency of like a chicken noodle soup, but I also don't like it to where it's so thick that you could like leave it on the spoon for a while and it just stay there.
Yeah,
She likes it super thick like that. I like it halfway in the middle.
Yeah, that's okay. I don't mind. I like soups that there's stuff in them. I don't like brothy soups. I like broth, but I like stuff in my soup.
We can put all kinds of stuff in your soup. I'll make you a stuffed soup. That sounds like
I'm gonna stuff you in a soup.
You know what? You guys know that we sell that Thrive Life freeze-dried food stuff. That is the perfect stuff for when you're just like, I'm in the mood for, I don't know. And you just go, I want that in it. I want that in it. I want that in it.
Oh, yeah.
I think I want peas.
Right.
No, that's something Brad would never say.
No.
I can eat them as a side, but not in stuff. It's just weird.
A Homestead Franklin, the plastic is taped down, but it's that double-sided tape that it comes with the kit, and it's...
It's starting to sound like there's bees over there.
It does. It really does. So it's kind of pulling up just a little bit because it's really windy. I mean, it's 55 mile an hour winds coming from this direction.
Yeah, the winds are coming from the west, and this house is north, south, east, west.
Right.
So it's like straight on it.
Yeah, we're on the west side of the house, so it's coming straight on there. And there's 2 sets of windows in this window. And I came up and he said, this thing is, you know, it's whistling a lot. I said, be glad we have the plastic on there, otherwise it would be freezing in this room.
Oh, Joint Chiefs like them French fried taters. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Hey, where's my horns?
I don't believe that the good Lord would send you to Hades. Nope. Mm-hmm. You know what's funny is I actually met a pastor one time, and I swear he sounded identical to the dude in Sling Blade, Carl.
That's really creepy.
But he was a pastor. I mean, nice guy, but what a horrible thing that you sound exactly like Sling Blade.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
So, okay. Let's move on. Oh, channel shout-out time, guys. It has come to that portion of the evening where you're not only allowed to plug your own channel, you can plug your friend's channel, you know, whatever you want to plug, as long as you just keep it clean, you know, keep it clean.
You can pick your friends.
You can plug your friends, you can plug your channels, but you can't plug your channel's nose. Something like that. There's a nose in there.
Right.
So,
sorry.
Go ahead and shout out. Krista's going to try to read as many as she can, and when we feel like we've had enough crazy kid fun, we'll tell you about ours.
Right.
So, in your market set, shout it out. All right. Oh, our snow's gone. We're snowless.
Oh, that's really
good. All right, Mama,
good.
go ahead. We've got a few there.
Okay, Out West Homestead Tessie. Going Batty, not going Berry, going Batty. Freedom Acres.
We know he knows what it means.
Danny and Wanda. Hands That Cook, Goldshaw Far. Oh, goodness gracious. Weekend Homestead Tessie, Dixieland Living, Homesteading, the Adaptive Maritime or Lumina Acres, the new me, my new me, Survival Podcast, the Self-Reliant Roadshow, Living on a Dime, Rainbow Valley Ranch, Lumina Acres, Goldshaw Farm, Collard Valley Cooks Making Sawdust, Keeping It Dutch High from Out West Homestead, Mima, oh, I missed it.
Bumblebee Junction.
What? Our Half Acre Homestead, Scrap Vulture, Zach and Joe and
Vulture.
Jack.
That sounds cool.
Joe and Zach Survival. Did I
Jack
say that
and
right?
Zoe.
Yeah, I don't know.
Zoe
Forget
and
it.
Jackie.
I don't know. Cats and Carp, Crocker Homestead, Prepsteader Bob, The Needy Homesteader, Wilma's Kitchen, Sutton's Days, Going Patty, My Blink Mama's Messy Kitchen.
Oh, take a break, Mama. You guys can keep typing. Feel free to keep typing, and we're going to share with you our channel shout out. We've shouted this channel out before, but there's a specific reason why tonight is an important night.
And they're not watching either.
Oh, they'll find out.
Yeah, I'm sure they will.
Because here's what we're going to do. We need you to vote. We need you to vote, and by doing... Here, just do me a favor. Open up another window right now.
Yeah.
And if you're not already subscribed to the channel, we're going to tell you, go ahead and subscribe to them. They're a great family.
Love them to
Good,
death.
solid people. Love the Lord. Great recipes. Their kids are respectful and awesome. And that's a testament to Mom and Dad. And that is the Goin' Batty channel. Dun, 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 dun. There they are in all their glory. Goin' Batty. Kevin and Heather, amazing people.
Yep.
And so go ahead and open it up. And if you're not subscribed, subscribe. Because what I want you to do is whatever their video is today, you're going to write a comment for them. Because this is going to be funny. They don't even know this is happening. There's bees in the corner. They don't know this is happening. But Kevin had a birthday this week. But the Nimrod, he went ahead and shaved all his facial hair off. What do you want to call him? Bozo? We're friends.
We are friends.
We're
yes.
friends.
Very
so
close
it's
friends.
not like we're just picking on him. He shaved all his hair off his face. And okay, here's the thing. You decide. Here's Kevin with facial hair. Doesn't he look all good? Doesn't he look handsome? I think he looks pretty tasty.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, yeah. And then there is Kevin without hair. Dun, dun, dun. With hair? Without hair. With hair? Without hair. Now, whatever their video is today, or their most recent video, please go in there and say what your opinion is. Just put in with hair or without hair. What, baby? Here we go. He's just without? No? With. Oh my gosh. We love them.
I love them dearly.
Please do that. This would be so great.
Heather, I'm very sorry. He made me do it.
Well, and of course, I had to find the most unflattering picture I could find.
And it's funny because we were talking about it earlier, and he said, we've all voted. You have to have facial hair, Kevin.
It doesn't even look like the same person.
No. He's got a baby face.
He's got a baby face. Oh, no. Tina, keep it nice. Trust me, I had to look long and hard to find one that was that unflattering. Because trust me, that's me.
Oh, my.
So I love Kevin, and I just want to razz him a little bit because I think he's actually already started to grow his beard back.
Yes, he has.
But it's like, dude. Dude. All right. So the channel shout out. Oh, this is
Joint Chiefs, behave yourself.
What does Joint Chiefs say? Oh, come on now. Don't be nasty. All right. So this is kind of a shout out. It's just when you live in a big town, and we lived in Cincinnati for how many years?
8.
8. It's a completely different vibe from a small town. Mm-hmm. And our daughter Claire, she's usually doing, Anyway, that's Claire.
Yeah, she hates that picture. She hates it when he does that too.
She's awesome.
She is.
Claire's a rock
Very
star.
awesome.
So, yeah, bride with braids, bride without braids. Without braids! Anyway, when you hear a story like we're going to tell you, it's just super cool. And it's one of those differences between when you can actually build community, and for whatever reason, when you're in a small town, it's just a little bit easier, I think. Just because you know that guy's got my back, even though he's a jerk. I don't like it. But I'll pull him out of a ditch if I see him in a ditch.
Oh, of course. Of course.
There's still that personality stuff, but you'll still help out. And so when Claire told me about this, I'm like, you know what, I'm going to mention it because that's just this is one of those things that gives me hope that we are not done as a country.
Right.
As a people.
Right.
Because there's so much garbage out there that it's just like, it's so easy to get discouraged, but then you hear something like this and you go, man, the next time I need anything in this genre at all, I'm calling them. Heard a commercial that there's a company called Master Clean that they do furnace repairs. And they went on and said, look, we know that the weather's horrible. Do not go without a furnace. Call us. We will get to you and we will fix it at no cost. I swear. Huge. That kind of thing makes me kind of well up a little bit.
Yeah, that is just huge. A lot of businesses close when the weather gets this bad. And for a company to say, it doesn't matter that there's a blizzard, you need help, we will come and we will get there.
So, Master Clean, we don't know you, but hats off to you.
I take my hat off, but I don't have one.
Yeah, but can you believe that? They put out a commercial going, do not go without a furnace.
Right.
We'll get to you. Don't worry about the money.
Right.
We'll take care of it. If you don't have money, don't worry about it. Just make sure you call.
Right.
So how cool is that?
That's really huge.
How cool is that?
Yeah.
So, all right. Now, we are finally to our very first actual real-life topic of the day.
We have a topic?
We have a topic. Okay. I know a lot of you guys out there have had the dream of wanting to have your own homestead. And tonight I wanted to talk a little bit about the different ways that you can maybe make that a reality or start the process or do the research. We can't go over every, obviously, kind of, need because every person's, needs are different.
Right.
So when we go about finding a homestead, we hit a bunch of different resources. This is our third. I'm going to show Kevin's picture again. If you don't.
Fourth. This is our fourth. Don't show Kevin's picture again. Come on.
Okay. So
this is our fourth.
Do you want to go over the quick 411 on each one and why?
I can.
Or do you want me to?
No, I can. I can.
Okay, go for it.
Okay, so 2011, we started, the light bulb went on, said, okay, we need to start looking for a place where we can homestead. So we looked at a place, we rented this place in Kentucky for a long time, and it was 2.5 hours away. And so we stopped renting that place because it was 2.5 hours away, and it was like this. It was a valley, and we realized as we started to learn more, you can't farm on that. You can only practice shoot. You can camp. It was not a good piece of property. Then we found another piece of property in Indiana that we decided to rent. We weren't able to live on these pieces of property because Brad had a job at a church, so we had a home, and we had to be close to the church. So we rented this property in Indiana. It was 7 acres, beautiful country, absolutely loved it. The neighbors were even better because it was a cemetery on one side. The other side, she was not so nice. But we realized at that point, we need to be able to live where we homestead. You cannot have a place, you know, an hour away that you cannot get to easily and quickly to homestead. You can't have animals there because unless you have a neighbor. We had pigs, and he came and tended the pigs there for a while, but it was just really, really difficult. So the next place we got was our last place in Lebanon, Ohio, and that was 1 acre. And we were able to do a lot of things there. We had an orchard in the front yard. We had goats, chickens, rabbits, and a mini cow in the back. It was, like I said, it was on 1 acre. And we were able to do things there for a while. Of course, we had to buy hay in the wintertime. And, you know, you can farm, you can homestead on 1 acre, but you have to make sure you check your zoning regulations periodically because they change on you. So we had to move. So then because of the zoning things changed. So then we found this place through a subscriber.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
Hence 30 acres in Wisconsin.
Yes, and but it was a journey finding each one of those places. To be honest, it really was. Each one of them, Adams County in Ohio is beautiful. By the way, sorry,
it was gorgeous. Yeah, that Adams County is a beautiful place to be.
But the different ways that we went about it. I mean, there's always the no-brainer. You start out with Realtor.com because you can go ahead, or Zillow. You can always go ahead and just like map out a place, a circle where you want to look, and then just put in your criteria and check out what homes are there.
I think that's on Realtor.com, and they have an app.
Zillow does too.
Oh, do they? Oh, okay.
Yeah. But there's different features on each one. But the reality is that when you're dealing with a real estate agent, which is not bad. It's just you're going to pay more than if you can, you know, make a one-on-one deal with somebody. And that may work out, it may not work out. Now, I have realtor friends who are probably yelling at me right now going, you don't understand. You don't want to enter to contracts without having all the legal documents truly checked over by a professional. And I understand and I agree with that.
Right. And you can do those things at a title company, and you can hire an attorney.
Yes. So. All that to say that there are huge benefits of going through a realtor. But there's also the downside is you're going to pay a little bit more.
Yeah,
so you're going to have to weigh that out.
Isn't it like 6.5% or something like that?
Yeah.
So you have to pay out an additional 6.5% to either sell your place. I mean, that's the seller's responsibility. So
everything's in the deal, though. Whatever you want to set up.
But if you're selling your place with a realtor, you're going to raise the price of your house so that you don't have to really take that out of. Yeah, it'll offset it. It'll take you, so you don't have to.
You just have to figure out what's good for you if you go the traditional route. Now we have actually purchased a home. Well, not purchased. It was a lease purchase a while back. And we found the home on Craigslist.
Which one?
That was out there, out east, Blanchester.
I totally forgot that one. So this is our 5th. Yeah, that was a lease purchase one, and that one would have worked out really well if it wasn't so far away from the church
where I was working.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean there was I think God was totally taking care of us because we found a bunch of different issues that would have been major issues. So we were like, thanks, the contract's over, we're just going to move on.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we found basically the basement walls. Oh my gosh.
What?
What are those guys doing? See where we're sitting, guys. There, the winds are nasty, and we're in a second floor here, so we can see the crossroads, and every once in a while, a vehicle will come up. Well, a lot of the times they get stuck because they don't know where the edges of the ditches are.
Oh, geez.
And I just saw that guy sitting over there, and I wanted to make sure that he didn't need any help. So he got on. He just was cruising on.
Yeah, with this house in Blanchester, the house was actually off the foundation a little bit. It was not set right.
It was going to crumble.
Yeah.
And so that was totally a God saying, we got you on this, don't worry.
Right, exactly.
But other ways that we've found things is bulletin boards in farm stores.
Mm-hmm. In farm stores, classified ads are another great place. But we haven't found anything.
It's been, there's also word of mouth.
Mm-hmm.
That's been a big thing.
Mm-hmm.
Just knowing people in a certain area, you know, and don't be afraid to go knock on doors. If you find a house that's for sale or go knock on doors, ask people. Oh, and here's another one that's been really great. We haven't found any good deals for us, but oh, sorry, I got distracted. Sorry. We haven't seen any deals for us, but we've known people that have found deals like this. They'll find what they view like an abandoned house or abandoned farm or abandoned homestead or abandoned farmstead.
Yeah.
And all you got to do is get on the county property records and find out who owns it.
Find out who owns it. It's usually probably been abandoned because of back taxes. And if you just pay those back taxes, then, you know, you get the home for a song. So
yeah, delinquent tax notes. There's another one that's an excellent one. Self-Reliant Roadshow, Prepsteader Bob and his lovely bride. Yeah, and by the way, don't forget, when we're done, they're over to the Self-Reliant Roadshow page because he's got a lot to show and tell today. Oh, the other thing was, yeah, so don't be afraid to jump onto the county property records. Find out what's the what for on it. Because sometimes, like up here, there's a ton of them. There are a ton of them. And all you got to do is look into it, and then you can contact the owner. Sometimes it's just, you know, in this area, it could be folks who have farmed their whole life and they don't want to do it anymore, and maybe one of the folks passes away, the other one goes into a care facility, but the kids don't want to have anything to do with the farm. They don't want to have anything to do with it. And so it just sits vacant, and then heaven forbid that person, you know, goes on to meet the Lord, and then it's just sitting. And so those are great ways that you can actually, you know, find places for a song and a dance.
Right.
And those people don't want to have them anyway. So you're actually doing them a favor.
Yeah. Yeah.
Talk for just a few minutes on the USDA loan program, because we know for a fact it works because we've gone through it.
The USDA has a rural development loan that you can get. When we did it, we got it for, I think, 3 3/4% at a 33-year loan. So our payment was really, it was really, I can't even think of what the...
It was very low.
It was pretty low. It wasn't, you know, practically anything. You know, it was reasonable. That was the word I was thinking of for some strange reason. Brain cramp. However, you know, there are only certain places that that the property is eligible. So they have eligibility maps online where you can type in an address and it will tell you whether it's USDA eligible or not. And that's really, really helpful.
Yeah, they go by distance. You can't be near like a big city.
Right.
It's got to be outside.
Certain areas.
Yeah, well, there's all kinds of little criteria.
Right, and there is lots of criteria. Some places you can't have a home over 1,800 square feet.
But that all depends on your area.
And it has to. Some places it has to be less than 2 acres. So it's really dependent on the state and the county that you're in. So
yeah. So the USDA loan program, okay, pluses are extremely cheap financing, and a lot of times zero down. Boom.
Zero down.
Goose
right.
egg. No
right.
money down.
There are hoops that you have to jump through, though. Everything has to be pristine on the house that you're buying. So when we bought our blast place, the GFCI, is that what it is? GFCI outlets had to be replaced. The owner didn't want to take that on, so we're like, okay, if you just let us in the place, we can do this. They wanted certain windows. They had to be able to stay up. So the springs had to be tightened and fixed, and we were able to do all of those things. You know, just they were slightly picky on certain things.
Well, and I understand why.
Right.
Because the thing is this, they don't want you, the person that's getting this loan, to all of a sudden get overwhelmed with all these repairs and not be able to make your payments and get yourself right back into the same situation you were. So they make sure that the furnace is right. They make sure that the water heater is right.
Right.
You're not going to have those big expenses like a roof that's like ishy.
Right.
So those things are absolutely, I think it's a pain in the butt when you're just like, man, I want to get this house. I want to get this house.
Yeah, exactly. So you just have to make sure that certain things, there was some dry rot.
I had to fix that.
Yeah, some rotted parts and doorways that we had to repair.
Yeah.
But they just want to make, and then you have to go through
a class.
A homeowner's class. It's an online class. It takes about 8 hours.
It was just basic stuff on money management.
Money management.
Let me see.
Home
Should
repairs.
I have lots and lots of debt and continue to buy things?
Right.
You know.
So it was a good way to inform the folks who are going through this process. So
she can't help it. She's
so
obsessed.
Annoying.
See, I can shut it out. I can't shut it out when you keep looking over there, though. If you cannot hear it, there's wind. The wind is pushing right on the house. It is pushing so hard that it's blowing through two windows and the plastic film. So it's going.
I can take my microphone over there, and then they can listen to it.
Or we could just ignore it.
No.
We could.
No.
We could.
No.
We really could.
No.
We could.
Okay.
There's going. Just don't look at it. Don't do it. Don't do it. All right. So the USDA is actually, I think, one of those programs that the government got right.
Well, there's some things that they could do to make it better.
Like?
Well, if you're going to do a rural development, why limit the amount of acreage you get?
I can say why I think that they did it. I agree with you that it was too small.
Yeah.
It was too small because if you're gonna try to get a homestead going or something, you need at least 5 or 10 acres.
Right.
But that depends on the area. There are places in the country where you can get 100 acres if you want.
Okay.
I think it was because we were so close to Cincinnati.
Yeah.
But I think the reason why they did it or do it is because they don't want you to get in over your head. I think they just want you to get that loan because they're not making money on the loan, guys. That's the thing.
Yeah.
So all the money that they're doing actually goes to pay the employees for the USDA. So anyway, what am I seeing here? Brook at Babbling Brook Acres. The place was $1,700 an acre. Yeah, around here, guys, property is cheap.
Right.
The bank, we were just talking to the bank, and when they look at property, they just say it's $2,000 an acre.
Right. I mean, you can get some that is less than $1,000 an acre around here, but that's kind of hard to find.
Yeah.
And a lot of it's swampy.
It is swampy. That's if if you want hunting land.
Yeah.
But if you want something that's usable, you're going to be paying around $2,000.
Right. Will is here, and he's asking if we got any snow today.
No.
Not at all. Not at all.
Not at all. It's surprising you would ask. I know
Yeah.
you're only a couple hours away. I mean,
Right.
You should know, I guess. Whatever. But before we finish up that chunk of the talk, I think this is one of the most, two things that I think are the most important if you think to yourself, I am considering getting a homestead, the very first two things that I would suggest you do. First, sit down and make a list out on what you think you want to do.
Right.
And I stress think, because you are going to have to be very willing to take knowledge from other places, other people, and if you say, this is the piece of property I have, and I want to have horses, I want to have this, I want to have that, and that, and that, and they go, not going to work.
Right.
And you're going to go, why? I want all those things. Why can't I have them? Because they may have wisdom you don't have.
Right. You gotta map this out. You gotta think, okay, write down the goals of the things that you want to do.
You think
you want to do, okay? Then calculate how much property you have and how much food you're going to have to bring in. How much hay you're going to have to bring in for these animals. You know, if you only have an acre, you're going to have to give them a lot of hay throughout the year, not just in the wintertime, because there's not going to be enough grass. You know, we had to do that at our last place. But
your plans may have to change because, or you may have to get a different place. Basically, the thing is this: is you need to seek help. That's what I wrote down here.
Seek help.
Seek help.
Right.
Because you may have an idea on what you want to do, and then you have this idea of this property, and they may not fit together as much as you want them to.
Right.
So find people who are knowledgeable, reach out to them, maybe take them to lunch and say, hey, can I pick your brain? This is what I'm thinking about doing. And I guarantee you that lunchtime, if you can find somebody willing, is going to be worth well its weight in gold.
Oh, yeah.
Because if you pick the wrong property, and say, you know what, I'm going to have 5 cows, and you already have the cows, and you go there and it's really only meant for like 1 cow, you're in trouble. But
nothing. I was just reading a comment.
Okay. So those are the main items we came up for. Basically the tip of the iceberg, that if you're going to look for a homestead, check this thing over again. And the reason why we know these things are important is because we've gone through it 5 times now.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really not any fun.
I swear, some days I feel just like a nomad. I kid you not.
Yeah.
I hate moving. And it just seems like there'll be some reason why we can't stay in a certain place. And we are working so hard to make this our final homestead.
Right. Ugh.
I don't want to move again.
No, I don't either. So, anyway, we're going to move on.
Make a list and seek help.
Right. Will, yes, I was being silly earlier. We did get lots of snow. We got a foot and a half.
Snow?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did.
It's still snowing.
We got a lot. No, it's not snowing. It's blowing. It stopped snowing this morning. It's been blowing all day. But yeah, we got a lot of snow.
Okay, I did see a question earlier on, and I'm assuming they were asking about the price of land, the taxes. What do the taxes go for here, like per acre?
I don't know what it is per acre. I know that our property taxes here are about $2,600.
And this is 29 acres, a house, a barn, and a machine shed.
Right, right.
The barn needs serious help. I don't know if that makes a difference, but so you would have to figure that out in terms of $2,300 for the year?
About 25, 26 for the year.
Really, really reasonable.
Yeah, and that's what it was for us in Cincinnati on 1 acre. And the prices of the prices were about the same for the house and 1 acre in Cincinnati, and the house here and 29 acres, 29 and a quarter or something like that.
There's a question here, Sukpal Gill. He's asking, what if you want to start a dairy farm? Let me tell you what, my friend. I don't know where it is that you're living, but almost weekly in our, we get a local newspaper called the Shoppa. There are dairy farms for sale every week. I've seen dairy farms go for as little as $120,000 with cows, with equipment, with a house, with barn.
There was one that we saw that was absolutely beautiful. It was 80 acres.
Yeah.
And it was $250,000 for all of the updated equipment.
Everything ready to go.
It was all just, you just put your cows in there and you're done.
Yeah, put your cows in and you're on.
Right.
And so that is actually a sad fact about being around here, is because of all the political garbage that's going on. It's getting to be impossible to run a dairy farm that makes a profit.
Right.
Because unless you're one of the big guys, the little guys can't, they keep getting weeded out.
Right. We have some friends here who have a 60 cow dairy, and they milk, and they have, I can't remember how many heifers and calves they have right now, but they milk 60 cows. And the price that they get per 100 pounds of milk is $15.
And if you understood the lifestyle that these people live, it is bust a work
all the time.
And there's no escaping it.
Nope.
You know, but there's dairy farms for sale here all the time. And what I was going to say is the sad reality is there's more and more every week.
Right. And well, another sad reality with this weather, in the last 2 weeks, we know of 2 families where their dairy barns collapsed because of the weather.
Yeah.
One today and one, I think, last week.
Sorry.
Lots of cows. Well, not lots of cows, but lots of cows. Several cows died. So that's another sad reality.
Yeah. This is a funny comment. Funny enough to pause and say it. Tyler Woods, you can make a small fortune with a dairy farm. All you need is a large fortune and a dairy farm.
Yeah, exactly.
Ain't that the sad truth?
That is really sad.
So anyway, we're going to move on, guys. But for the last few minutes before we jump over to the Self-Reliant Roadshow, and that is this. We decided we're going to do a little Big Family Homestead trivia tonight. A little trivia.
Yeah.
And what we're going to do, I know there's like a 30-second delay from when we say something to when you guys actually type and then we see it. So when we say something, we're going to try to like stall and talk, and then we see it. So your job is to guess which of our family members this statement or thing is for or about, okay?
Yeah.
Does that make sense? So if I said, which one of the family members we have favorite candy is Reese's, and that'd be easy. That'd be Miss Christa here. So that's what you type out. You type out who you think it is.
That's too easy of a question, so we won't ask that question.
So why don't you go ahead and pick one to start with?
Okay. This particular person has an obsession with falling in holes.
Repeat that.
This person in our family has an obsession about falling in holes.
Would you say it would be a fear or just an obsession?
Both.
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 Okay.
Yes.
So which person in the family is seriously concerned about falling in holes? And while we wait, let's see if there's any good comments.
Will says it's Claire. No.
It is not Claire.
Not Claire.
How the heck did he get it so fast?
I don't know.
I don't know. Brad, Jonathan,
Claire,
Jonathan. Let him guess for a while.
Okay.
Let him guess for a while.
Okay.
So, okay. We're considering a small indoor microgreen farm. Steve, that would be cool. Consider wheatgrass, man. You could sell that to the health food stores. They sell wheatgrass, a chunk this big, for $8 to $10 bucks.
Nuts.
Nuts.
Nana.
Has anybody even gotten it?
Yes. Oh, yes. Right here.
All right, who got it?
Right here. Jesus is Lord, got it right. Caleb. Caleb has this obsession with falling in holes. Back when we were renting this property in Indiana, Ruth was a little itty bitty baby. She was 9 months old, maybe, if that. She was little.
Hold on, though. You're saying the story backwards. You're giving him the reason before you tell him why it's funny.
No, I'm not. I'm telling him how it came about.
Right, that's the point. You got to tell him why.
Fine,
it's
you
funny
tell
first.
the story.
I'll let you tell that part.
No, fine.
No,
you
tell
got
that
this.
part.
You can clearly tell it better than me.
You're missing the point. Here we go. The thing is that for the longest time, for like 2 years, every time I would leave the house, Caleb would come up and say, "Don't fall in holes." We're like,
what?
Don't fall in holes?
Right.
Okay, bud, thanks.
Yeah.
At this point, we're going, we need to get this kid checked. What's going on here? Because he would go, "Don't fall in holes."
What?
And now you tell that part.
Okay,
it makes
fine.
sense.
Now, and it took us a long time to figure out, why is he saying this? Well, it was back when we had this property in Indiana, and Ruthie was very little. She was probably 6 months old, and I'm carrying her. And there was this big hole, and I stepped in it and fell. Thankfully, I was quick enough to be able to fall on my back so that I wouldn't hurt Ruth or fall on her, and that's where he got it from.
We didn't know.
Had no idea until, you know, it was a couple years later. We finally
kept saying it,
kept saying it, and we finally were like, what in the
Why
world?
does this kid keep telling us don't fall in holes?
We finally figured it out.
So you see, guys, I see Zane, I see you, Glenda. It had to go in that order, or else it would have ruined the fun.
Right. Will says, I'm in your driveway. That's why it's so fast. You can't get in our driveway.
No, you could not get in our driveway.
There's 5 or 6 feet of snow blocking it, pal.
All right, so who in this family has a fear of being hit by a train? A fear of being hit by a train. Who would that be? I don't know. Let's see. All right. I think it takes a little bit of time for the delay there. But all right.
Good night, Will.
See you, Will. He has to go pass out.
Yeah.
Have a great night. Typing, typing, typing. I feel them. I feel your hatred. Wow.
Nobody is commenting. Wow.
They're waiting. So
My
G
goodness.
says Brad,
No.
Claire, Hope, Claire, Brad, Claire, Caleb, Claire, Ruthie, Claire. Well,
It's so annoying.
yeah. Hope, you, Jonathan, Krista, Claire. All right. Give him the answer.
All right. Jenny, you got it right. It is me. I have this irrational
Nana.
fear of, okay, I know it doesn't happen very often, if at all. It's mostly in the
happens all the time.
movies. Okay.
It happens all the time.
Okay, well, it's just a weird thing. I'm always afraid that I'm going to get stuck going through a railroad track, you know, get stuck at a light, and I'm parked on this railroad track. And then a train comes. That freaks me out. So anytime that there's a railroad track, I won't stop on it. I stop way behind it if there's a red light up ahead. It's just this weird thing. I don't want to get hit by a train. It's just...
We all have our things, baby.
It's just a weird thing. Anyway.
All right, next person who has...
Yeah, along with driving out on a frozen lake. Yeah, right.
No
You're right.
kidding.
Yeah.
All right, who wants a jellyfish for a pet? Which person in our family thinks it would be really cool to have a jellyfish for a pet?
Jellyfish.
jellyfish. Oh, jellyfish.
Jellyfish.
Trains, yeah, Tyler Woods. Trains and falling through the 4-inch thick, 4 feet, 4 inches, whatever. Yeah, all the same thing, right? Okay, so and that's funny. Well, I will suppress my
You're right,
thought
Karen.
on
You're not
that.
supposed to stop on the track anyway. You're right.
Okay, who wants a jellyfish?
Paula
Grace,
just wrote everybody.
Ruth. All right. Caleb, Hope, Jonathan, I'm assuming, yeah.
Yeah.
Caleb. I don't think anybody's actually gotten it.
Yeah. Laura.
Laura got it?
Laura and Noah's Ark got it at the same time.
All right. Our daughter Claire wants to have a jellyfish.
Yep, she wants a jellyfish.
But she realized very quickly that the saltwater tanks are around $1,200 to just get started.
Exactly, they're expensive. The jellyfish are cheap. You can get one for about $10.
Through the mail, which is weird.
That is weird. But,
That's really weird.
So I actually, I know that she really likes jellyfish, so I crocheted her one.
Well, I saw one, if we were wealthier people, I would still have a hard time paying $100 for this, but I saw one that was like in this thing that was $100, and it looked real.
Yeah.
But it was
remember
like
that.
some fake thing that glowed, and it would go up and down, and I mean, it was cool, but I'm like, that's $100.
Not for a night light. No, no way.
All right, last one of the evening, guys. Who in our family has an irrational fear of stitches? Who in our family has an irrational fear of stitches? And I think this one's been brought
irrational.
up. Irrational, yeah. I think this one's been brought up, so I do kind of suppose some folks here might get it.
Somebody might get it.
Somebody might get it.
Oh, Paula says a saltwater tank is a pain to keep up. Another reason why I don't want one.
Yeah, been stung by one in Mexico. No, thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Ha.
Mike DeFazio says Brad.
Yep.
Joe says you. Says Brad says Grampy Campy. Ah, I must have talked about this enough.
I think everybody got it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Dang.
Everybody's got it. Wow.
Pretty
That's
much.
great. So Mike got it first.
Johnny on the spot.
He's quick on the keypad there at the sewing machine.
Oh, man.
Fear of being stitched. The sewing machine. That's funny.
Okay. You know when you have those thoughts where, okay, maybe this is just me. I'm going to show you something about me. You're going to have to, don't look at it. Just don't look at it.
I already did. I glared at it. You gotta
stop.
I gave it an angry look.
You gotta stop. She keeps looking at the window. It's not going to change anything. Anyway, those things in life that you're just like, I know it's ding-dongy, and for whatever reason, I don't really care enough to learn, but they still stick in your mind. Until last week, I did not understand exactly how a sewing machine works. Really.
And that you wouldn't,
Really?
because it's not something you would work with. I mean, it's not, you had no desire to
I puzzled on it. I'm like, wait a minute. Okay, time out. Just stay focused. The sewing machine. I did not understand, did not know there was another needle from the bottom.
No, there's not another needle. There's another thread.
I thought, misunderstanding, like, how can the dang thing get stitched all together if this is just going up and down?
It's just
and
one
it's moving.
thread.
It's like, it's just going to pull it right itself back out. That's the dumbest thing ever. And so I never really gave it enough mental ability to go, there's probably something more to this.
Yes. So when I made that video on on the wrap skirt, he's like, okay, can you please explain to me how this thing works?
Because it makes no sense.
Right.
The needle goes down and it comes right back out.
Right. Well, what he didn't understand was there's another thread in the bobbin underneath that it was locking it with.
Yeah.
So it's a
household name.
It's a household name.
It's a household name.
It's a can't think of what I was going to say. Anyway.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's come to that point of the evening. We are going to wrap up the show. But before we do, we are a family of faith, and we do like to say a quick prayer for you guys before you head out. But if that's not your thing, we don't want to be pushy. We don't want to try and force you or try to beat you over the head with a Bible or anything like that, because I don't think that's how Jesus does things. I don't think he tries to force anybody into anything.
Right.
And so if that's not your thing, hope to see you back next week. If it is your thing, or maybe you're just curious, hang out and we're going to pray real quick. So guess what, guys? You've been warned. Here we go. Father God, we come before you tonight, and man, oh man, I am just so grateful that we are not standing outside in the weather. For those who are in the weather, be with them, keep them safe. For those who are service people or have to be outside for animals or whatever reason, keep them safe, Lord. For those who might be having issues with heating, please give them the wisdom of who to call so that they do not get hurt. Jesus, thank you so much for bringing each and every one of these people here tonight. I just ask that you would just send them a blessing, a big old hug from the Holy Spirit. Let them know that you care about them specifically. You are an amazing God, and you fill the cosmos and everything in it. And Lord, we just ask that you allow us to see your more personal side too. That thing is buzzing like you can't believe, guys. I'm sorry. In Jesus' name, amen. That is really funny. It just keeps getting louder and louder.
I'm going to go ahead, and after we're done, I'm going to put another strip of tape under there so that it seals it a little bit better.
You know what it sounds like? It sounds like when you're a kid and you had your bike going and you put the playing cards in the spokes and you're driving.
I was thinking it sounded like a whoopee cushion.
That's really
it's a really long one.
Tightly strung whoopee cushion. It's like Casper the Friendly Ghost.
Oh my heavens. Okay. Y'all have a nice evening.
Keeping it real, people.
Yeah.
Bye.